Hi, I'm Tani. Welcome to Yoga 413. Today we're going to break down Surya Namaskar A, or Sun Salutation A. This class is going to be helpful for someone just starting out with yoga. I'm going to show you some modifications and give you some tips as you learn and get stronger in your yoga practice. So if you find this class helpful, please let me know by liking or commenting below. Let's go ahead and step onto our mat and get started. So this series begins in mountain pose, or called Tadasana in Sanskrit. So just step to the top of your mat. Feet are hip distance apart, toes forward. Rotate your palms open to in front of you. Take an inhale and just relax your shoulders down away from your ears. And then begin to firm the muscles in your legs, lifting your kneecaps to find the pose. And then with the breath, as you inhale, reach your arms up. And then we're going to hinge forward, and I encourage you, especially if you're brand new, to bend your knees deeply. Focus on bringing the length into your back and into your spine first. And then as you become more flexible, then begin to work on straightening the legs. Because so many times when people start, I see them fold and they're like this. Their back is so rounded. That's really not good for your lumbar spine. So always focus on hinging forward from the hips, drawing the belly close to those thighs, then relax the top of your head down towards the mat. So this is called Uttanasana, forward fold. Don't worry about the terms. We're just going to stick with English today for this. So just coming into our forward fold. Then the next pose, as you inhale and lengthen, you're going to take your hands to the shins, gaze forward and open your chest. So you want to pull your shoulders back. Good. So you'll notice I straighten my legs more here. You can always keep them bent. And then as you become more flexible, the hands will remove from the shins and go closer to the mat, or maybe even onto the floor. And then you're going to fold back forward. Again, you can soften those knees as much as you need to. Focus on lengthening your spine. Now we're going to step back to a plank pose. And we're going to take a moment here. And so we're going to drop our knees into a supported plank, especially if you're first starting out. And I want you to focus on your hands for a moment. Spread your fingers wide. And I want you to put weight into your fingers. So many times people say, oh, yoga hurts my wrist. And they're putting all the weight here on the lower part of the palm, rather than focusing it up here at the base of the fingers and spreading that weight out using the entire hand. So spread those fingers wide. And you want to keep your back nice and straight. So the next pose is called chaturanga, or we'll just stick with low push-up. And you're going to bend your elbows towards your waist. Now, I'm going to keep my knees on the mat because I'm assuming you're just starting out. And a lot of times, people will let their back sag. So we're going to keep them in. You're going to lower, and we're going to lower all the way to the mat. Be sure the tops of your feet are on the mat, and then just engage the muscles in the back and lift into cobra pose, keeping your elbows bent in cobra and your hips and knees down on the mat. Good. So we're going to release, and then we're going to come into a child's pose. Now this is a modification. So typically you'll go right to down dog, but I wanted to show you that a child's pose fits into this flow just fine. So you'll have the option to come here or to go into downward facing dog. So even if you've never done yoga before, I'm sure you know what down dog looks like. Again, as you're starting out, especially if you're really tight all down your back and the back of the legs, you're going to want to keep your knees bent. Again, that firm foundation in the hands. And it should feel like you're trying to spiral your biceps forward and triceps back. Gaze through the feet or through the knees. Now just relax those heels anywhere towards the mat. Do not worry, they never ever have to touch. Just find a nice stretch. And then you're going to look forward and step the feet back to the top of your mat. Lengthen the spine into that half lift, hands to the shins. Exhale, come back into your fold. And then as you inhale, come up with a nice straight back. So press through the feet and legs. And your hands come back to the heart center, or sometimes they'll bring you back to mountain pose. So that's the series. So let's flow through with all the supported options first. Inhaling, reaching up. Don't worry about your breath, by the way. Exhale, forward fold, if that stresses you out. On that breath, lengthen the spine, gaze forward, and then fold. We're going to step the feet back to our plank pose and take the knees down for supported plank. And we're going to lower all the way to the mat with the elbows drawing back behind us and in. Lift the chest for cobra pose. And then come back to child's pose. Good. So that's where you would come back up to down dog and step the feet forward. Lengthen the spine and fold. Let's reach the arms up to stand tall and hands to the heart. So let's do that again, a little bit supported, maybe not all the poses. So inhale, reach up, fold forward. Lengthen the spine, chest opens, and fold. Step back to a supported plank, so taking the knees down. Slowly lower all the way to the mat. Peel that chest up for cobra. Now press back, tuck those toes, lift the hips for downward facing dog. Good. Bring your feet back forward. Lengthen the spine and fold. Inhale, reach up to stand. Bring the hands to the heart center. So let's make a change. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, gaze forward, and fold. Inhaling, stepping back to your plank. So the knees, I'm going to keep my knees up this time. So now we're going to go into full chaturanga. So it's really important that you shift your weight forward on your toes. Bend your elbows. You want to be mindful that the shoulders do not drop below the elbows. Then you flip the feet over and straighten your arms for this is called upward facing dog. So the hips and knees are up off the mat. My mat is dark and so are my legs, so I don't know if you can see that. They are off the mat. And then flip the feet over again and go back to downward facing dog. So I'm going to pause here for just a second. Something that I see all the time in upward facing dog when people are starting out. I'm going to turn and face you so hopefully you can see me. They look like this. They straighten their arms and they're collapsed down into their lumbar spine. Over time, that will not feel good. So you always want to press the shoulder blades down the back and put space between your ears and your shoulders so that the shoulders retract down. All right, so let's begin in down dog. Just wanted to throw that in there. And then step the feet forward. Lengthen and fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. Hands to the heart. So hopefully you're getting it now. We're going to do all through Sun Salutation, Surya Namaskar A one more time with just the final poses. So let's reach the arms up. My words are escaping me today. Exhale, fold forward. Inhaling, lengthen the spine. Exhale and fold. Inhale, step back to plank pose. Exhale, shift forward halfway down, chaturanga or low push-up. Flip the feet over, straighten your arms for upward facing dog. Squeeze those belly muscles, lift. Flip the feet over, we're in down dog. Bring the feet back forward. Lengthen and fold. Press through the feet, stand up strong. Hands to the heart center. And that is a short and sweet breakdown of Surya Namaskar A. So hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, please let me know by liking and commenting below. Have a blessed day, everyone. We'll see you again soon.